So, thank you for watching Toxin Magazine. I'm your co-host, Shanique Bird, along with Marquise Morrow. And I want to welcome MC Shan to our platform. Now, for those who may not know who you are, could you tell me who you are and when you started in the music industry?
Well, at this point, I'm the guy sitting on y'all Zoom, okay? But I started back in the early 80s, 86, 85. My first song was called Molly Scratch. And then I came with a song called The Bridge that really opened up the world for me. So, I mean, but all of that's out there for those that, I mean, I don't want to bore you with my history. Oh, I've been in the Guinness Book of World Records twice. I've got a #1 selling record that been done.
Okay. No, but that's what we want to know. We want to know who you are. Now, who at that time, who was your influences?
Well, I only had one influence really, and that was well, two of them, Grandmaster Caz and Melly Mel. Melly Mel was my model that I wanted to build myself off of because he was so lyrical with it, and the stories that he told just made me want to be like that kind of an artist. I didn't want to be the yes, yes, Charles, you don't stop. You know, no disrespect to anybody else that did that, but I didn't want to be me.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you, sir?
I woke up this morning, so everything is great.
Well, I just wanna thank you for being so kind and outgoing from our first conversation, and thank you on behalf of both of us for doing this. But what I want to know is you the body of the Queensbridge MCs. Were you the first one doing it at that time when you was popping off? Were you the first one or just the best one?
Well, at that time there was Dimples D before me. But by the time I came around, Dimples D already done, broke off and did whatever. I mean, that probably was a one-shot, one-off deal for her and Molly Marr. But I was the man in Queensbridge. I made Queensbridge as popular and as famous as it is. And I'm glad to see that Queensbridge now has a Grammy.
Right. And I remember Dimples D too. I didn't know she was from QB.
Yep, she was from Queensbridge.
In my opinion, man, you have one of the most unique voices in hip hop, man. I gotta say, not necessarily in this order, but you, Kaz, Puba, and Jadakiss, y'all voices just set apart, man. And you started, you was the first, because
you missed one. It's me, so it. He asked for it. It don't mean crap.
That's true.
No.
That's true.
Every time I speak to this guy, he be like, "Yo, you got the illest voice." I say, "Next to you."
Yeah, that's true. But as soon as you come on, all you gotta hear is a second, and you know that's Shan.
But that was one of my main things starting this game. I didn't want to sound like anybody else, and that's just me talking. You know what I mean? That's me talking, but you have to learn how to verbalize yourself, because when people are listening to a record, see, like I'm looking at you, I can see your facial expressions. But when you're listening to a record, you have to be able to verbalize yourself and make people hear and feel your feelings with the words you're speaking. And so I had to learn that art, and that's what it was. So I wanted to be like, you love to hear the story again and again of how it all got started. Or she used to tell me that she loved me all the time, and I turned to her. You couldn't see me, but you felt where I was coming from.
Indeed, indeed. You were a great storyteller. I don't think you're known for telling stories, but if you in the hip hop and if you listen, you could tell you're a great storyteller.
And that's what I'm doing now, letting them see that. But see, like I told you, I fall in that little slot of no man's land. You're not one of the originals, and you're not a golden era. I fall
like Run DMC.
I fall right in that little slot. I'm not golden era, nor am I original.
But that was needed, though. There needed to be a bridge or a transition. So that was needed. Now, if you was whack, that wouldn't even be recognizable. You know what I mean? It's just like the dudes who started hip hop was whack. There wouldn't be no hip hop because they was whack. It wouldn't have lasted 48 years. So you know what I mean? If you was whack, then that wouldn't be an issue. So you know, you played your part.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Well, talk to me. Leave it. What do you mean?
Some of these ones whack. No, and you gotta get
no, they was whack.
Hold up. No, what I'm saying like this: hip hop was a gladiator sport, right? A gladiator sport with words. And if you didn't consider yourself one of the best, you lost already. You lost already. And so some people really were not up to standards of what I might think, but they was good to themselves. I hear you. But can you step in that ring? I could have stepped in that ring with so-and-so. When we going to get to that dude?
Oh, I agree. Some people can slap box, but they can't box in the ring. Now, we're gonna get to your boy right now. Now, you know what I'm talking about, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to say something personal. I think he's hiding, and I think he's running. Let me tell you why. No, matter of fact, I know for a fact he is. I seen him on the Fat Joe interview, right? He was saying that he'll battle anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. That's what he was saying, right? Now, this is what Marquise does. I reach out to him. I put $1,000 on the table. All right. I said, well, if anybody can, this is just in hip hop culture. You know, this is just a competitive sport. There's no disrespect. You know what I mean? It's just simply hip hop. If you say anybody can get it, that means anybody. You know what I mean? So I wanted to challenge him. So now I'm seeing interviews. Now he's changing his story. Now he's saying he got 25 albums, so he ain't gonna battle nobody unless they got 25 albums.
All right, now let me get to you on this.
Okay.
Hold on. I've been calling Chris out for the past 5 months, telling him, yo, when he came out with that new song, Black, 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 oh, I did a parody on that. And I said, it's whack, whack, whack.
Indeed.
Because now you talk about LL, you talk about Nas, you get on these shows, but you don't mention my name. You want smoke with everybody else but Shan. And why? Because I'm going to go back to, he was the first swagger jacker in hip hop that there ever was. If you listen to the bridge, right? Now let's go back to before that, when he was in a group called 1241, and they had a song called Success is the Word. I don't even think he was so whack. They ain't even let him say his name in the song. Okay? He didn't rhyme like he rhymed on South Bronx. Now, if you go to South Bronx, you can see that that's a direct ripoff of the bridge. At a time in hip hop when you didn't swagger jack, you were the first swagger jack style biting in the whole history. Okay? Now, let's go fast forward. Now, you took the style from the bridge and I let you have it. How can you burn a nigga that you took the style from? Okay, you can have that. But now let's go to Kill That Noise. All right, I was on some. You love to hear the story again and again. I hit nitro on him when it went to Kill That Noise. So it went from the bridge, South Bronx, to Kill That Noise, where I hit nitro on. Your style can't mess with me. You still can't mess with me today. I've been calling you out. He said that 24 album thing, right? I said, forget the 24 album thing. 24 albums of bullshit is still 24 albums of bullshit. Quality over quantity. I'll bust your ass in one album, nigga. Lyrically serve you.
I agree.
My last digital album against yours. How simple can I make it? I don't even have to make a new record to show you that I've been crushing your ass. And then I'm putting up songs, right? And people saying, oh, Shan, I see you taking shots at Chris. No, those ain't shots at Chris. Those is ricochets that you hearing, because I shot that shit 12 years ago. And he ducked it and said, oh, if there was no me, Tell me, would there ever be a Chris? No QB. Tell me, would there ever be a Dish? Thank God and Miss Parker for the fact that you here, but thank me for your fucking career. You here?
Dig
You
it.
the hip hop Cyrano de Bergerac. Not only are your flows, but your words are whack.
I
All right,
agree.
if anybody in this history don't know who Cyrano de Bergerac is, it's a nigga with a big ass fucking nose. Excuse me. Okay. All right, we can clown all day and do all the funny, but I will tear you up lyrically, but
Yes,
respectfully.
you will. Yes, you
But
will.
respectfully.
Yeah,
I'm
yes,
just
you
tired
will.
of him running around like, oh, I'm the baddest. I'm the man. You won't even call me out, son. I'll bust your ass in one album. But we still friends. But in this hip hop game, the way hip hop go, no animosity, no fighting after. I will bust your ass lyrically from fucking back and kill that noise day. Sorry to say that again on the show, but that's what it is. I'm
And
so tired of people bringing this up. And he tell, oh, we never battled, my man. We never. Sprite commercial was the only thing we was like this. And when I said, who's supposed to knock me out position? Chris? You were supposed to come back with something iller than that, shorty. KRS-One.
I agree, man. And you say Chris because you know him personally, but for those who don't know, I'm gonna say his name, KRS-One. And he just talking like he wants smoke. He don't want smoke because you can't be a champion and not have no challenges. You can't. How you gonna say you the best and don't want to show you the best? So he don't want no smoke. He just talking. And one more thing, Shan, how you gonna have 25 albums and have no awards for your music? That means you whack. If you got 25 albums and you ain't win no awards for your music, you whack. And this is just hip hop. This ain't nothing personal. You know, this is strictly hip hop. Stop talking that nobody got 25 albums and all that. Then why you wouldn't feel
No. See, when he said that, that was his way of circumventing me because he's seen I've been calling him out for the past couple of months. Now, here you go. Whenever you get on an interview, you can't talk all that, yo, I crushed MC Shan. Because they're going to ask you, they're going to say, yo, this nigga been calling you out lately, homie. You claim to be the kill crusher of all hip-hop. You that dude. Why you ain't answer him? He said he'll crush you in one album. Forget your 24. Forget your 25. I'll bust your ass in one. Lyrically.
I agree. He said he battled Melly Mel too, and that's another myth.
Mel even said the nigga a liar. You see how I mean this man be he done told himself and all of his followers that I crushed MC Shan and I'll put something and people will say, yo, Shan, leave that alone. Chris crushed you years ago. No, what it is you don't want me to crush your hero. And so you just keep on saying things like that because nobody wants their hero duffed off. You know what I'm saying? You just not, your skills is way beneath me, son.
Yes.
You stole my style and you still sound like it in 2021. Your last album was bullshit. I'm saying it. That's it. Your album was bullshit. And all 23 above them, nobody don't know shit after fucking, what's that? Excuse me. See, I done got into my emotions.
You should.
Nobody don't know nothing after that, what you call it, that, no, by any means. Ain't nobody know none of your records. Shut up. Shut up.
I'm gonna let you go, Shanique. But in my opinion, KRS ain't never been number one. You dig? Shanique, it's on you.
Yeah, no, this is an interesting conversation because, you know, I am familiar with some of KRS-One's work. So you guys feel that KRS-One is not one of the pioneers of hip hop?
Oh, yeah. He's a pioneer, but he get no respect from me. Why? Because I built my own empire. You built your empire off my back, son. You can't get no props and no respect from me.
So I think you need to explain that a little bit more for us who really, I feel a little confused about your relationship between KRS-One and yourself.
If there was no me, there never would be a Chris, okay? And now, what I'm saying is, I built my own empire. How he got a career is dissing MC Shan. Okay? And when I came to the point where I was going to diss him back after he did that South Bronx, Marley said, let's not. I don't want to do that because it's going to make them famous. And I'm like, Marley, the nigga's already famous. All right? But I wouldn't change the paradox because I could have got on there and smoked him 30 years ago. And we wouldn't be having this conversation now. I could have got on there and smoked him 30 years ago and we would have died in the oblivion like a lot of these artists. You wouldn't be saying our names right now. But this Queensbridge KRS battle has been so still talked about today. And so I'm happy for the way that it went. But in 2021, I can still sit here and say, yo, you never duffed me. You's a bum. Your style is whack. And that's what I'm saying. You could have never lyrically duffed me. Period.
Okay. So I mean, now I'm more curious about all of this. So for people who may not know, so The Bridge Is Over was about you.
Yes.
Okay. Now explain all of that to us, because again, you know, I know some of the stuff, but The Bridge Is Over was about you.
Okay. Now here's how it went. That's the record that I never responded to, right? And he took full advantage of, see, Chris is an opportunist, right? He's going to take an opportunity and blast it and blow it up. So he wants to take the fact that after he made South Bronx, and then what's the record you just named?
Bridge Is Over?
Bridge Is Over, South Bronx, Bridge Is Over. No, what's the other one?
Marquise probably knows.
You mean Criminal Minded?
No, South Bronx. He made South Bronx. The bridge. Oh yeah, you're right. The Bridge Is Over. All right. By the time we got to The Bridge Is Over, it was like Molly didn't let me make another record about this man. Back then, you didn't have the computers. You didn't have this. You didn't have that. You didn't have this. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go with what the producer said. And so he took that opportunity as an opportunist does to say that he crushed Shan. Now I'm going to give you a parallel example. When I made a record about LL called Beat Biter, all right? Because I said LL stole my beat for Rock the Bells from Molly Scratch. I made a record about LL. LL didn't respond. So now, do I claim I won the battle with LL because he didn't respond? No, it is what it is, a stalemate. But when I didn't respond to Mr. Cyrano de Bergerac, right? He takes it as, oh, I won the battle. No, what happened was in 1993, I found Snow and I was making money around y'all.
But how did the beef start?
It wasn't really a beef. It was hip hop.
Okay.
But in 2021, before I die, I wanted to be clear that Chris was a bum rapper that can never mess with me ever. Not in 2021, back in 89, 87, 88. So before I die, don't let it be said that Shan ain't tell Chris he's a freaking bum. You's a bum. You's a bum. You's a bum.
I agree.
And you've been ducking me. That's what's pissing me off. Because I want to show the people that you's a whack rapper.
Well, we assumed it was beef. I thought it was, you know, it was just, I thought it was about Bronx and Queens, right? It was just the area.
It was just about me and KRS-One.
Okay.
It was, I mean, yes, he was representing the Bronx. I was repping Queens, but I'd go to the Bronx. You know, it wasn't that kind of thing. But in the end of the day, it's getting to the point where I'm seeing how many accolades that I'm not getting because of a lie that this old dude told 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So now when he sits there and he says, I will battle anybody and crush anybody, just because you can do a 5-hour freaking show doesn't mean that you killing anybody. It means you're a say-ho, yes, yes, y'all. Now, if we got to sit down and listen to whose lyrics is killing who, I'm going to burn you every time, shorty. That's
Marquise,
what I want to do.
Marquise, we definitely need to do that.
Look,
we need to compare those songs.
This is why I wanted to do verses with him. because there's no say ho, no. He'll kill me on stage any day. Chris will kill 99% of every rapper out here when it comes to a stage show. But if I battle him on stage, that's where they get lost in the fanfare. Oh, Shan, he killed you. Because you're not listening to that. This nigga got bum ass lyrics. And he killed me with the say ho and yes, yes, shorty. That jump, jump, jump. I don't say jump, shorty. I keep them locked with what I'm saying. We don't have to jump. We don't have to say ho, yes, yes, y'all. And I'm going to keep them locked with what I'm saying. And that's why when I said, oh, this Verzuz thing is perfect. Because there's no crowd, nigga. They outside. You can't hear them. You can't say ho, yes, yes, y'all. Crowd response. We just got to sit back and take this. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck are you to say what I ride? You know what I'm saying? Chris is my man, but if I gave him my hand, he couldn't touch me. Fucking nigga, take a cheap shot. In this game, you got to learn to keep the hammer on the heat cock. Fuck around, nigga, wind up on a meat block. I spit fire. Give a nigga heat shock. Shan's the man. He's sick, and if Chris even fucking try to breathe, click.
Lyrically. Yes, lyrically, yes. And you know what I want to say, Shan, too? I know he's from New York and all of this, but I ain't seen his name on the flyer in New York for years. But I do see the name of his peers. You dig? And I ain't mean that's wrong.
Forget that. How come? I can't even get that. I'm gonna leave this situation alone because I'm starting to let my personal feelings and things that I want to say get into this. And I'm gonna leave it alone because it's just so fiery to me that this nigga talks so much crap. But you ducking me, shorty, and you've been ducking me for 6 months.
And I tell you what.
And I only came out like this, so I hope somebody will tag him. Whenever I say something about him in my post, I tag him. He probably blocked me.
And tell him like this. If he nice like that, let's put some money up. So that way ain't no excuses.
No, what he gonna tell you is your money ain't long enough. He gonna say, yo, but why would I do that? Your money ain't long enough. He gonna make up some excuse.
You right.
He gonna make up some excuse. Chris, you's a bum. I love you, but you're a bum. And I'm not going to die without saying what I got to say. And everybody out here going to say, Shan, how you say that? He talks about everybody. So, oh, he's the bully. He could say, I'll duff LL. I'll duff this dude. I'll duff Nas. I'll duff this. But when a nigga talk about him, it's a problem. Y'all got life messed up, shawty. That nigga's a bum, man. Chris is
he don't want it. Yo, champion.
Anytime you want it, Chris, I'm right here. Let's go. I will lyrically tell you, I won't even make a new record. I will show people how back in the days I will play old shit and tear you up. Nothing you got can match me, son. Nothing.
I agree.
Hold on. Let me say this.
Man
has made good records. He made good records. But that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Yes, people are going to say, oh, he made this, he made that. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Anything I'm saying is, nigga, you couldn't have never lyrically burnt me and duffed me like you tell these folks. Now it's 30 years later and I'm calling you out, son. Fuck your 25 albums.
25 whack albums at that.
Quality over quantity, son.
I agree.